Hi friends! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Link of Hearts with Elizabeth. In this video, I had intentionally planned a specific content, but the way things have been this whole week, I felt the need to just be real with you and just be authentic. I wanted to show you that while there is this New Year's hype, there is also that reality. If you had seen my last video, it was about the word that I picked for 2021, and I was very hopeful. Obviously, I am hopeful and very excited, but the excitement wears off because there's so many things that come up, so many external factors that come up, and as a human being, we get affected, and I got affected. So imagine January 1st, I was very hopeful. I decided on my word, I chose my word. By the second day, I'm still feeling good, but I heard that an old friend is actually in the hospital right now here in California, and from COVID, and his whole family got sick too, and it kind of like brings you to the reality that, oh yeah, so we are still in the middle of pandemic. There is still a lot going on. People are still getting sick, which we're all coping. And I think by the third day, I started planning my week, and again, very much focused and motivated. And then I started to feel off balance, and I knew that as a woman, there is that time of the month wherein our hormones get triggered, and really, for me, it brings up a lot of emotions, and depending on what's going on during that time, it can heighten certain things. And then yesterday happened in Washington, D.C., and while I don't really watch a lot of news because, again, I get really invested in it, and I internalize it, and it affects me. And I'm not into politics either, but as a human being, I don't think we can ignore the fact that things are not right now. And I was so deeply affected, so bothered, that it felt just heavy. I've spoken to a lot of people, to family members and friends, and I'm hearing a lot about how the reality of it is there's a lot going on right now in each household. A lot of people are going through hardships and difficulties. It's a lot to feel and a lot to cope with. And I think while this is not the most uplifting video and happy video that you may like, my intention for this video is to really give that compassion and authenticity. If you are in this space wherein things are hard or things are not the way you want it to be in this moment, know that you are not alone in this. You are not the only one struggling. You are not the only one battling with something. I want to ensure that we get real, because it can be hard just to go through the everyday of life. And while everyone's still so gung-ho about goal setting, I'm not. So many people are not feeling okay. Some are losing lives in their families. My point here is I want to give you the permission to be okay with whatever you're feeling. Times like this, I cope by really taking care of myself. And I'm not talking about the self-care fluff. I'm talking about really nurturing yourself right now. Because what I do is, I am lucky enough to have created a home environment where it's become my sanctuary. But what I would suggest for you is, if you only have one room, on one corner of the room, or a small space, create that sanctuary for you. Create that safe space for you where you allow yourself to just be, where you don't have to pretend that everything is good. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel the emotions, and do not suppress it or do not dismiss it, because what you're feeling is real. And I think that the more you suppress it and pretend that things are okay, the more that it can lead to other issues in the long run. So create that sanctuary, and aromatherapy is one of my go-tos. I like the room or the house to smell nice because it makes me feel good. So whether that be a candle or an incense, diffusers, whatever, spray, because it lifts you up and it lifts up your mood, it lifts you up. This is not the time to judge yourself and feel guilty about resting and taking a break. Resting and nurturing yourself is giving yourself the space and the ability to cope and to thrive. And if people around you say, oh, you're just being too dramatic, you're being too sensitive, that's all chatter. What matters is how you feel. I'm here to simply remind you that you are worthy of rest. You are worthy of being taken care of by you. So if you can find the time to really take a break and to take a pause and give yourself space to just be without feeling guilty, that's probably the best thing that you can do for yourself. Because when you feel guilty, that also adds that mental stress about doing nothing, which defeats the purpose. Oftentimes, we get so bogged down and so stressed about it, the amount of things that we need to do. But the truth is, we will always have a long list of things to do. There will always be laundry to wash. There will always be loads and loads of them. There will always be mess to clean up. There will always be work to check off the list. There will always be deadlines. But there is only one you, and I want you to remember that, especially in times like this when so much is just happening around us. It's the new year, but things are the same. So I hope that this really inspires you to just be. I don't think I can say it enough, but really just be. Let's take care of ourselves with no guilt. This is your permission. Give yourself permission to do that. Take a break. Make time for yourself. I am thinking of you, and however we're all feeling this week, it's okay, because this too shall pass. This we will overcome. I send you my love and my gratitude for always being here. That's it for now. Bye.